Well, there we go. We should be live. Hopefully, everybody can hear us loud and clear. We got the draft upon us, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's crazy. All these mock drafts, everything gonna be disappointing once we hit the draft because we're all gonna be wrong probably. But we got the gang all here. We got CFT, Mr. Rome. We got J Tuck and BJ Nix of the Star Gang podcast. What's going on, everybody?
Good, man. It's draft week. Happy Christmas Eve. It feels like, man.
I'm trying not to do the show like this because of my sinuses, so I can sort of like break down. I'm dying, but I'm here.
Oh man, it is very exciting times because usually, we love wasting the whole day watching the draft only for us to pick someone we absolutely hate. But we'll hope that's not the case this go around. So what we got in store for you guys, if you're joining, we're gonna go over the roster for you. Talk about how we felt the Cowboys did in free agency. If anything, and what free agency.
That's going to be quick.
Right.
We'll go through position by position, feel like how we feel the team's at. We'll give a little okay, do we think this team's good enough? Which I'm pretty sure we're good. But then we'll go over a mock draft, what we feel the Cowboys need to do to get themselves in the right position to contend in 2022. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the layout here. So, in front of you guys, if you guys are watching, you will see the entire roster layout for the Cowboys. Obviously, we'll start with offense and move to defense and special teams. But for the color-coded layout, anything that is red means that person's a free agent next year. So that includes people that we signed. That includes people that are coming up on their contracts. On top of that, we'll color code the roster, that position from green to red. Green meaning we don't need to do anything there. Yellow meaning, hey, maybe at some point you might have to address this. And red meaning you better fix this shit or we're completely screwed. So we'll go through all of that. And we'll talk about prospects also within that span of time. But I do want to touch on the most important thing with regard to our team, and that's our coaching staff. McCarthy's going into year 3. Kellen Moore is going into year 4. Yeah, year 4. And we got year 2 of Dan Quinn. So I want to start with you guys. How do we feel about the coaching staff right now? I'm going to start with BJ. BJ, where do you think this coaching staff's at right now? Are we satisfied? Can we make improvements? Or even further that with the special teams, like the coaching staff and, other stuff.
No, I'm joking. Realistically, what you're hoping to see is from young Kellen Moore, right? When we've seen, some maturation process, and you're hoping he's going to take the next step forward, being a young guy. Hearing, Mike McCarthy after the season was over said that he's going to be more involved with the offense. Being a former Super Bowl winning play caller is great. A little indifferent, when you get to your offensive line coach. In Philbin, but I mean, here we are, and here's what it is. Defensively, you should feel pretty good. I mean, pretty much it's the whole gang's back together again, right? You really didn't lose much on that side, and you're hoping to see that going into year 2, just taking those step forward. So yeah, I mean, offensively, it is what it is, what they've brought in and who they were able to retain. And we got a new wide receivers coach, but everybody else is pretty much the same. I think that's where we are. So you're hoping for growth from Kellen Moore going into his 4th year as a play caller, and that your head coach isn't maybe, the question we've asked and talked about a lot. And J Tug is eloquently said, "What do you do?" So hopefully we will find out more of what Mike McCarthy does and helps young Kellen this season coming out.
Yeah, so let's pan it over to J Tuck. So, same question: where do you feel about this coaching staff? Number 1, but number 2, what should be the outlook at this point for this year?
Yeah, I feel like the coaching staff is more than adequate to be able to get us to where we're ultimately trying to go, to a Super Bowl. But there's going to be a lot of distractions, a lot of things circling Mike McCarthy. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can handle it and rise above it, because we know if we get off to a slow start, the very first question that's going to fire off, right, is about Sean Payton this, Dan Quinn that. And I think that the key part, a lot of people is focusing on the offense when it comes to Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore may have gotten humbled this offseason. He kind of thought he was going to get a head coaching opportunity here and there. And he was getting turned down, getting doors slammed in his face. So maybe that's going to reel Kellen back in a little bit and say, okay, I need to focus on what I'm doing because obviously it's not as attractive as I appear. I would like for the Cowboys to possibly look at a new offensive line coach. It doesn't seem like they are. That would be one of my key areas of focus. But like Nick said, man, like Mike McCarthy's brought on assistant this and assistant that, and the assistant offensive coordinator, passing game manager guy. Like, bro, what is it that you say you do?
Assistant to the regional manager,
and like I said, that's the hard part when it comes to Mike McCarthy. You're supposed to be the offensive quarterback guru, and you ain't talking to the quarterback. So, he's going to be real disposable, so he's going to have to show his worth this season. So we'll see.
Yeah, Rome, I know you've talked about it, like, especially when you talk about like the Cowboys going wide receiver at 24, the main reason is you feel that if we get a better coach, then we don't need to, force ourselves into that position. But same thing to you. What do you think about the coaching staff?
I think it's a two-part thing for me. I think the quick one defensively, I think will be better. Just because of like actual continuity. And continuity in a good system, not just continuity just for the sake of it. So I feel like, as weird as it is with the, we got the Kelvin situation and stuff like that. I think even Anthony Brown, everyone will benefit that played in the system last year, will benefit from being in the same system, a lot of less thinking, a lot of more reactionary moments. We'll have a couple of new faces, but overall, I think the defense will be clicking. You got people that can teach the defense now after being in it for a year to any new faces. I think that's going to be great. So coaching-wise, of course, Dan Quinn, out of the park. I think that our defensive line coach and everything like that, I think we're going to be pretty good. Offensive-wise, I feel like I'm more curious. I'm not going to be negative up front because at the end of the day, Kellen's not a terrible offensive coordinator. There's terrible offensive coordinators in the league that are just like, you probably shouldn't have a job. He's smart enough to scheme certain things. It's just his scheme gets exposed when he goes up against more experienced coaching. And that's what really, like, if you want to like the less angry approach to it, he just when he goes up against more experienced coaches and game plans, his game plan falters. He doesn't have a plan B or C. He's just like, oh, plan A didn't work. So I think that's like what Tuck was saying, he got humbled this year, not only by the media, the golden boy stigma's gone, but he got humbled by the fan base. And I don't care, like, if Dalton Schultz will teach anyone anything, everybody in Cowboys Nation, like player-wise, has rabbit ears. They hear all of us, and not just me or, the content creators. I'm talking about they pay attention to everything. And I'm sure Kellen got a burner account. He didn't seen, that, wow, people used to use me as a positive part of Cowboys Nation. Well, we got Kellen Moore. I don't hear that anymore at all. Like, no one says it. Not media, no one brings up. When you bring up positive points of this team, it starts with Dan Quinn and ends with Micah Parsons. So it's sad. It's like they threw Dak away. They threw Zeke away last year. They don't want to acknowledge CeeDee Lamb. So the whole offensive side of the ball, for the first time, like last year, I walked in like Tuck. We was braggadocious the Tampa game. We was talking crazy before the game, leading up to it. This year, I literally think our offense is going to get something they haven't gotten in a while. People are going to walk into the game underestimating us offensively. It's a rarity. Like I did a stream with an Eagles guy not too long ago, and I told him, I was like, for the first time in a long time, people are finding it hard to do the whole hate on the Cowboys and say, we're going into the offseason as the favorites. Like there's usually they joke about us being the favorites, but they know we have a good roster. This year they're legitimately like, I mean, they're not that good. Like it's not like
right.
Sarcasm. It's like, no, I don't believe they're that good for real, which is good. So hopefully our players, top to bottom, Dak to Micah, is good. So oh, sorry. Was that me?
No, that was me.
But I just feel like they'll, like to piggyback off Tuck, man. It ain't just Kellen that's been humbled. I feel like that pop been passed around
I think the whole team got freaking humbled, man. Like,
even the fans have been humbled.
Yeah, and,
So,
and that was hard to do, man. It's like I don't even have the energy.
I don't even like this week. I want to get like super hyped. I'm like, oh, we're gonna participate in this, but I feel like they're gonna mess it up. I'm so drained.
I think
it's rough, man. It's rough all over for Cowboys Nation, man, because it's just like after seeing what happened last year, man, me personally, y'all, I still haven't recovered from the 49ers game. Like, I'm still like pissed off that day. I know, me and Nix was out there. Like, it's just
man, the drain for you is different. Y'all was there.
Yeah. And just, we was there all damn day. Texas live, and it's got punched, and it's like that's it. That's the end of the story. That's how this is done. Like dressed in all white, looking goofy. And
I was in all white on my couch looking goofy. So.
Yeah, we all was, bro.
I was participating from a distance, looking stupid.
And then to come into the offseason, like, all right, it should have hurt the Cowboys like it hurt us, and they were going to reload, revamp, come back bigger, stronger. Bro, they let everybody walk. You see all this red space got spoken.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
And
go ahead.
I'll let y'all go.
Mm-hmm.
I do get a sense, and I'm not. I know I can be super optimistic sometimes, where it's probably nauseating. Like, here you go, but like when I do get a sense of from some of the veterans, like from Tank and stuff like that, a different sense of focus. I feel like they was embarrassed too. You know what I'm saying? Because every time I see a picture of Tank, he's not even smiling no more. I'm like, he looked like he just locked in. I'm not saying he's gonna come out here and have a TJ Watt season. I'm just saying if everyone, how you take heed to the elder statesman. Hopefully they're setting a tone of a different level of focus. I guess we got to see it to believe it. I can talk about it all I want, but not to sound cheesy like this is Hoosiers. But I'm just saying, when Michael Irvin said, sometimes it's more, you can do less. You can do more with less if the focus is there. And we've been walking around with so much talent. I feel like sometimes we walk into games feeling ourselves and we get punched in the face. So maybe because we feel like we don't have enough players that didn't play as hard as they needed to earlier in the game, and then we down by 30. I'm just saying, I don't know. Like I said, I know I'm doing the Friday Night Lights hype speech.
I mean, you're not wrong. I think that the biggest thing is that, like, when I looked at the offseason, I'm still a bit perturbed from the game, and I'm still even more annoyed at the fact that we didn't do anything to significantly ensure that you're in the best position to contend in 2022 with where you're at. I don't think Kellen Moore's a terrible offensive coordinator. I think the problem is, and I've stated this numerous times, I just think he has been misguided from his previous coach. And I feel like with a guy like Mike McCarthy, it's your job as a guy that's young, not Mike McCarthy, but for Kellen, you need to teach him what to do and what not to do. For him to just sit around and just like let him dangle as like a scapegoat, which I'm not implying that Mike's doing that, but it makes it seem like that because we've seen Kellen get in his bag and it's like, yo, like, it's not like Scott Linehan where you're like, oh, run up the middle. Oh, it's going to be the play action here. Like, what's coming. But Kellen, it's not as I do see him go into a shell at times, and he needs to get out of that.
I just don't know why, like, to your point, why he don't pull him to okay, we're going into a game where we just dominate completely, like the Redskins or the Washington game, the second one. All right, yeah, like Kellen's in his bag. We not making no mistakes. It's pointless to pull him to the side then. But then when he's having a tough first quarter, second quarter, I don't know why McCarthy he don't got to embarrass him, but put him to the side. Hey, man, let me help you because you tripping. Like, where's that at?
Like, because he never, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he never was like with Garrett here, it was kind of like, well, that's the problem too, is we all know what's going on upstairs. Like, I don't think we don't have to lie about that. Like, I'm not trying to act naive too, because we know like why the hell is it that your offense looks like the next coming of the greatest show on turf, and then the next thing you know, it looks like ye olden Cowboys football all of a sudden. But that's besides the point. I feel like I like the coaching staff. I'm cool with it. Aside from certain specialty coaches like the offensive line coach, but
I'm with Tuck. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I wish he would go, but that's actually McCarthy's friend. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
Right.
I know them son of a bitch. But anyways, but let's get into this roster, guys. So we're gonna go from left to right, offense to defense, and the special teams. But we're gonna color code this. We'll go through all that. But let's start with our quarterback, and I think this is the easiest one. Look, we know who Dak Prescott is. We know we got your guy. It's more so your backup position. I think you're looking at is Cooper Rush coming back. I would hope so. I mean, unless like you think Ben DiNucci, maybe. No. But I hope to Christ no.
Nucci man.
Nucci man.
Ben got a new career, and he's doing pretty well. He's selling hats.
Yeah. I'm happy. That's hard. I got me one.
And so he good. Lean into the merchandise. Don't do too much of the quarterback.
But I feel like you can give this position a green. You got your guy at quarterback. There's no need to go any further. There are some silly people out there that think, oh no, is Dak the guy? Is he not? Dude, if we're having that discussion, dude, if we get Kyler Murray, I'm just going to go root somewhere else.
About Dak, they're not paying attention to the quarterback market.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
People are like looking themselves in the face saying like, you know what, I think that I'll give this person a retread or
right.
People ain't gonna be happy till we look up one day and we back to the Quincy Carter years. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I want to get to the more important thing. Now we get to running back because I think that this has been a much larger discussion given with what's going on with Zeke, Pollard, that group. I mean, where are we feel? I'm going to pass this on to you guys. Like, I mean, what do you guys feel about running back?
I mean, I think they need to draft one this year.
Okay.
For sure.
I said Dowd need to start. I was playing. I'm sorry.
Hey, they need to draft one. I mean, they're not. I mean, will they? I don't know. I mean, they're not going to pick nobody up, obviously.
Right.
And this isn't like something you're looking to pick in like the first 3-4 rounds. But you're sitting there with all those 5th round picks, whatever flavor ice cream you like, you probably want to get one there.
You can get a decent running back in the 5th, though. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what? We won one TP injury away, and I swear I'm not downplaying Zeke. I hope that he comes back great. But my point is, TP go down and Zeke get hurt again, and now he really is running Rico down out there. So we need to get it back while everybody,
Right. And I mean, what's important is you could see on there, dude, Tony Pollard, he's gone next year. Rico Dowdle is gone next year. You got whatever the fuck his name is, Ryan Nall from Chicago. Who gives a shit?
And he's probably like a special teamer guy.
Right.
Like if you go look at what he did.
If you
go look at what he did in Chicago. Right. If you look at what he did in Chicago, I mean, this is really not a guy that you're going to really want to put the ball in his hands.
Exactly. Jaquan Hardy, he's got another year, and then well, we haven't seen a lot. We haven't seen anything from him because he's been hurt.
The neck injury, right?
Right. I think, it was a neck injury. He got hurt in one of the preseason games, and then Nick Ralston. So those are your fullbacks. I mean, I could give a crap less about the fullbacks, but I mean, I agree with you. Right. I think that this really comes down to, regardless of who you have behind Zeke, this really is a question of what do you do with Zeke next year? And it's kind of going towards you're probably moving on from him next year.
Yeah, they're kind of the last season Ezekiel Elliott as a Dallas Cowboy.
I got wind. I listened to some of the people. What's the guy that we all hate? Y'all know his name. But I feel like the reason why
there's a lot of people.
I feel like what he says, it's almost like he's a mouthpiece to the front office. I'm not saying what he says is right. I get tea leaves from it. Like, that's what Steven and them really thinking. And I keep hearing him say, well, Zeke will be back under a different contract. He just won't be under this one. And y'all know we like to stick to players for a long time. So I'm not saying he'll be back under the same contract. But do I think that they would re-sign Zeke for
like a tank deal you're talking about?
For merchandise purposes, and he'll come back on like next year, his deal will be like $6 million, but he'll still be a Cowboy? Yes, I do.
That depends on the season he has.
Yeah. What's about to happen? Here's what's going to happen. Spoiler alert, Cowboys Nation. Ezekiel Elliott will be the next Amari Cooper. All of a sudden, Zeke's carry's gonna look a little
It's
funny.
gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear
there
some
you go.
rumblings about him, in the locker room having some issues, So he'll be able to spin it where because the Cowboys fans are already pretty much out on Zeke anyways.
Yeah, they only got
and so it'll be easier to kind of move on from Zeke and then make Tony Pollard the guy if Tony Pollard is flexible, and then you have whoever your 5th round, 6th round guy is that you bring in to kind of be your plug-in running back of the future. So I would, if I had to bet money, this would be Zeke's last season in Dallas, unfortunately. But I hate the way that I know the Cowboys are about to go about this whole situation.
It's going to be shitty.
Zeke's not going to go out quietly, though.
Why can't? Never mind. I'm about to ask a stupid question. I'm sorry.
No, dude. It's
why we can't just let him play hard and then just be like grown men about it?
No, because it's hard to sell it.
Like what they did with Robert Woods. He clearly brought in Odell for the Rams. Odell did good. Then they traded Robert Woods. Organization released a statement.
Right. Well, I mean, Woods got hurt though. That was the thing.
But I mean, they just even the way they transitioned from him, they traded him. They brought in another guy. The organization said we really appreciated you. They released a statement. It was all great
because our organization wants to be right. So last year, because since they touched his money and made him higher paid, well, we got to be right. Let's make sure he gets 1,000 yards. Now this year,
you're right.
Okay, if we're going to move on from him, we got to make sure we're right here while we're moving on from him, so he's not getting those things done.
Yeah, because his knee has the same year.
He tears knee up this year, like last year. He won't.
He'll be down. Oh yeah. Yes. This is IR.
They'll sit him.
Because imagine if he goes off and looks like Dick and has 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns. They can't get rid of it.
Right.
So it's going to be a lot easier to do it. Where it's like, all right, well, Pollard could be that guy, and then Pollard will be your Dorrance Armstrong story in the offseason. We were confident in Pollard.
I just got sad, you're right. If he sprained an ankle, they gonna put him on here, and he'll be like, "Yo, I ain't even hurt."
Iron doesn't need to return. It's going to take about 4 or 5 weeks, guys.
Right. But last year he was playing on one leg. Let it go.
Zeke, man, you better do some yoga because if you get hurt,
bro, doing some yoga. No, but I mean, look, I feel like this. I don't want Cowboys Nation. I know I like Pollard and I like Dowdle, but here's my problem. We can't get into we should pay Tony. No, don't do that. I hate to say that, but that's the truth. Don't pay your running backs. If you're going to move on from Zeke, just start clean. Get a running back this year. Draft a guy next year. That's probably what they're going to do. They're probably going to draft a guy high next year because Cowboys football.
Or they could just, here's the thing, and if Pollard wants to, if you get Pollard on a good deal now, just do the deal now.
Yeah, but you're right. Reasonable because you just got to be reasonable. I'm with y'all. Just make it reasonable. Don't pay him nothing crazy because Zeke cap hit is like 18.
Right.
I don't know what to say that.
Right. I mean, it's just like as I'm watching the Nets just choke right now, but but not like I think that this position group's a position group. It's not like a must. You have to address this thing, but I would say you might have to consider like you said, get a guy in the late rounds. You don't need to draft someone early. You just have to draft someone for down the road. Now we get to, in my opinion, one of the more interesting conversation points, your wide receiver group. Okay. You lose Cedric Wilson. You let go of Amari Cooper on your own merit. You bring in James Washington. You bring Michael Gallup back and Noah Brown back. Realistically speaking, the two guys that are here long-term are CD and Michael. Gallup got his nice deal. I'll start with you, Rome, because I know you love receiver at 24. I mean, what do you think? Like, how do we need receiver that bad? Like, what are you feeling?
Yeah, look, it's an arms race. I'm a defensive guy by nature, but the league is just an arms race. As much as I would love to just say we're going to play good defense and run the ball and play keep away, the league is designed for a team to jump up on you by 2 scores. Now you got to throw. It's too hard to do that week to week. I'm not saying you can't have a good defensive run in the playoffs for 2-3 games. We're trying to sustain that for a 17-game season. You got to have some weapons. And I'm not saying that CeeDee Lamb ain't a number one. Tuck know how I feel about that. I feel like CeeDee Lamb about to have a great year. My big thing about receiver at 24 is Michael Gallup's not coming back till next year almost. He's not going to be back. I know how the Cowboys get down. He'll be back 2 or 3
He'll be back in November.
Be back in November, and the season can be lost. I'm just saying in the doomsday scenario, we need a weapon, and James Washington is decent. But you can't just say, all right, we got one in the possible. This ain't spades. We need to have another weapon. You know, so if we grab one, James Washington is the replacement for Wilson. I ain't saying they're equivalent. I'm just saying that's what he would be. Our rookie would end up being our third receiver because Gallup is going to probably be better because he a veteran. And then it will put less pressure on Gallup rushing himself back, getting hurt again or something like that. So that's why I think you get the receiver. Now, I'm not here to argue when or where because that can be a whole show. But I just, I'll take – and it's like ice cream, whatever flavor you like. It's all kinds of different types of receivers. Just get me one. Because if I woke up with Sky Moore, I ain't going to be like, oh, man, I really want a Treylon Burks. I'm going to get over it real quick. Just don't get me – don't ignore it, I feel like, and be complaining like, yo, we really need a receiver too. I know.
But let me ask, but kind of to just press you on this because I'm just curious. In the long term, not just this year. I understand that what we're trying, but I feel like the Cowboys are trying to look out for the next 2 to 3 years.
Oh,
do you? I mean, me personally, listen, I want a receiver, but realistically, and I'm actually talking myself out. My point is you're going to need one. You can't – I like churning and burning, but the biggest thing is you need at least one guy on there. Do you really think, okay, maybe James Washington can be good? I'm not going to buy into this crap anymore because people keep trying to – dude, and then after James Washington, who do you have? Noah Brown? Okay. Simi Fehoko? We don't know about him. The other two guys on here, TJ Vasher, who – I don't know.
The word is hope, bro.
Listen,
well, even Stephen Jones said, we'll see, he don't even know,
and look, you can go maybe the veteran route. That's my wild card, because there are some veterans that might come in and be able to give you what you call the bridge to Michael Gallup getting back,
right?
But that's still hope because whatever veteran you bring in, they 33. You bring in what is the name from the Titans?
AJ Brown.
Julio.
You bring in Julio. He 33. You bring in T.Y. Hilton. He 33. And then you start lying to yourself. I mean, they got one good year left. So what you want? You want to do that, or you want to go young?
Oh, yeah. I mean, realistically, the strategy is you're supposed to draft a receiver at least every year reasonably. But I mean, what's the table fill? Do we think receiver is that big of a need? Is this a position where you have to get someone this year?
I think you do draft someone, but I don't think it's nearly as high as a lot of fans think it is. Right. I think at the end of the day, what the Cowboys look at, if you go break down James Washington's snap counts, he's an outside receiver. He's not a slot guy.
Right.
He's an outside receiver. They signed him to be the Michael Gallup replacement.
He's not bad though.
I'm not saying he's not. He's had to deal with some lackluster quarterback play, if you will, at times. But on top of that, the other thing you have to look at too is they believe in Simi Fehoko. They drafted him, I know, in the 5th round last year, but they protected him all last year. Big body guy. You can still put him on the outside. You still got CeeDee Lamb in the slot. It's not as dire as a lot of people really want to make it out to be, but you do need to add something. You need to add something to the mix because you let certain guys like Cedric Wilson, and Malik Turner get out of here. So they need to add a guy. But then what we heard, and this is the thing that I take from Stephen Jones's last little interview is, we're not done in free agency. So if they're not going to get a guy, that's when we're going to see them dip into free agency after the draft, and then they're going to pick up one of the Julios, the Landrys, whoever the case may be. I think they probably do have a couple of guys that they would like at 24, but I don't know if it depends on what else is there. What they're going to do.
Border falls, man. Because look, I want receiver till Karloff is there, and I'm gonna be like, what's up with Christian Watson? Right. Because I'll take Karloff tonight. And forget about receiver.
I mean, that's the big thing. So I think that if he gets there. I mean, I think receiver is you could use another guy, but it's not like you have to do something.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now let's go to tight end. Now we know about Dalton Schultz, hasn't signed his tag. We only got 2 backups behind him on 1-year deals in McEwen and Sprinkle. And then Ian Bunting.
Tight end looks so bad.
Like, dude, I like it's like depressing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm about to get on the Tuck train tonight. Tuck, I'm making a McBride video tomorrow.
But what I want to do is just kind of establish this here, because again, I'm kind of revisiting this to kind of just make sure that I'm aware. I feel like tight end's more of a need in wide receiver. Agree or disagree?
We gotta go McBride at 24.
I've been out here in these Twitter spaces.
Yeah, come on.
Banging
Let's
it.
do it.
Looking at that,
Come on,
now,
Space. Talk to me,
I
man.
might be team McBride at 24.
Listen, man, I'm all for McBride. Bro. Like,
I ain't never looked at it like you lay it out. It looks bad.
Well, and then on top of that, we're seeing certain guys starting to come up the board like Woods. I was like, man, I was getting Jelani Woods like in round 5. I'm like, yeah. Now all of a sudden he's coming up to 3, and I'm like, oh man, look at this. But there's some other guys there outside of your McBrides that you're talking about, like the Kohlers from Iowa State.
The guy from UCLA.
Tape's really good, and you got to pay attention that Kellen Moore went to their pro day and whatnot. There's some of the what was the other guy? Likely, right?
Yeah,
from
Kate Otten too.
There's some guys out there, but yeah, I mean it definitely they need to address it with this team that plays 12 personnel so much. And when Kellen Moore's really in his bag as a play caller is 12 personnel, they need to do something there.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing is the Schultz issue. Like, Schultz has yet to be signed. If Schultz was signed, I think I'd have a different perspective on this.
Man,
but even
in 12 personnel, who you put out there with Schultz?
That's what I'm saying. Like that, I was about to get to that. I would be a little bit more comfortable, but here's the problem: you don't have a guy behind him that could fit that 12 personnel.
You know what I do like though?
And if Schultz goes down, then what are you going to do?
Oh, you're fucked at that point.
And here's what a lot of people don't think about. They don't think about the human aspect, right? Dalton Schultz had his 2 seasons. He thought he earned his money. He's franchise tag. Hey, if I get a little bit of a slight strain, not today.
Can't quite do it.
I just can't do it. And so it's like they don't think about that. Like, you franchise tag, and of course he's saying he put on some extra pounds and he's ready to work. You look at things a lot differently when you're under that franchise tag, especially when you saw what just happened to your quarterback, because it wouldn't go in his favor if he was to get injured. So you want to have a tight end out there that's going to be committed to give you 100%. Dalton Schultz ain't gonna give you 100%. He might give you 85, so it's gonna be a different thought process. So tight end is a position that we need to address. For one, as someone said in the chat, that's when Kellen Moore and Dak is at their best, and you see the red behind it.
Let me say something to the tight end thing. I do like this though, because of the way this looks, and it looks like we're in love with Dalton Schultz, and we're not making it like. Remember when we lost Witten, and everyone knew we were trying to get a Witten replacement, and then we probably would have got Dallas Goedert, but everyone knew it was coming, so they jumped us. Although we talk about tight ends we can get, I don't think the league is looking at us like they're tight end hungry. So we might have someone fall to us and not get jumped like last time, because the Eagles knew we was going for Dallas Goedert and jumped us. So maybe we'll get lucky and somebody like a likely.
The Cowboys didn't want Dallas Goedert. Carter Williams was the pick they always wanted. They even came out and said it.
We knew the vibes.
We knew that shit was a lie. But
so, to your point, man, and look, y'all watch film way better than me, obviously, but I see a bunch of tight ends like that are, I think, almost equivalent to Schultz. Maybe not as sure-handed yet, but athletic-wise, we would be straight if we get. Because I've been paying attention to people that y'all throw out there, like, he nice. So I think we'll get one. I just wonder where.
Right.
I got you there. So to move on, I think that's a position you have to address regardless if Schultz comes back long-term or not, even though, like, you could realistically get a Schultz replacement this draft. I'm not here to say that. Let's move on to the whole offensive line.
I'm already blocked.
So let's move on to the whole offensive line. All right. So obviously, I think it's easy to say right guard, you're good outside of, God forbid, something happens to Zach Martin. I think that's a given. Left tackle, I think that you could manage maybe, or is left tackle like you have to do something?
Bro, they love Todd Smith. They're not thinking about grabbing no left tackle.
I think you're wrong.
You think they ready to replace him this year?
Not as a replacement, but they're getting an insurance policy in the house.
They have to.
But I mean, you think they go insurance policy at 24?
It's possible, yeah. Or trade up.
All the needs we got, we gonna get an insurance policy at 24.
Here's your problem, though. You lost Collins, right?
Right.
You lost your swing tackle, right? And you got Ball coming in. Come on, man. Hey, it's bad look, and you already know, like Smith ain't gonna play every game.
Hole.
Hey, but Smith
we got actual holes.
Smith is a hole. Smith's gonna miss. It's not a matter if he's gonna miss games or not. How many games is he gonna miss?
There's some players that ain't there. Like there's no.
Where's the hold? McGovern started last year. They like McGovern more than people want to give them credit for.
I already talked about that.
But what are the hold we talking about though?
In the team?
Yeah.
We got a big hole at linebacker. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But is there a linebacker? And look, and you already know I've been like, I'm like, hey, if Nakobe Dean's on the board, I'm like, take it, walk away. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, when we're looking at this roster, tackle is not talked about enough because again, everyone's caught up at the left guard situation, stuff like that. Tackle is a very big problem for this team.
Because you think if there's a situation where you have a flexible tackle who they could take at 24, they could stash it.
They Trevor Penning, they reach.
Well, but I think there might be a few tackles that they could stash at guard and give you that
there
swing.
You go.
I agree. There you go, right there.
Right.
But, and me and Nick's talked about it in a Twitter space. Like I believe that, and we believe actually, if I speak for him, they're going to double dip at O-line. They're going to
absolutely.
They're going to double.
I'm talking about just 24.
Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. They might do it at 24 and like 88, maybe. Like
tackle at 24.
You would be shocked how much they actually like Bernhard Raymond.
Oh my God, no.
They do like him.
Here's the thing: Raymond does fit their mold, athletic, right?
Mm.
What he likes, stuff like that.
And he can play tight end. He can
play tight end, so whenever Kellen Moore sends around on pass routes, you can actually throw it to him.
I'm being serious.
There you go.
I'm being serious.
But we are being serious.
If they run Raymond out on a route, I'm a loser. I'm trying to see the line.
But to kind of
here's the thing though. If they go up for cross can play guard.
That's different.
I know that. That's
the one that I would be cool with. But if you go Penning or Raymond, I'm gonna punch my TV.
You should be prepared for that.
Make sure you're far away from your TV.
Yeah, but
because again, and the reason being, if they go tackle,
the way this offseason going, we probably go.
But here's the thing, though. The reason they would go tackle early is because you're not going to get one later. Guard you can get later.
I'm not mad about
the point.
Tackle.
Yeah,
I understand your plight. I'm talking about. I knew the two people you was going to name, and that's what upsets me.
I know. Hey,
it's not about tackle. It's about I watched Trevor Penning get balled up and put in his pocket by a dude shorter than my daughter.
My bad.
I don't want
we got Trevor Penning up at the delete.
Shit.
So here's the thing: balling you up, and I'm going to take you at 24. Like, no.
I'm going to make this. I'm going to say that this is a yellow with a asterisk in here because no, because the reason why I would say it's yellow is because if Tyron stays upright for 14 plus games, you're good. But actually, for the hell of it, why not? Let's make it red.
Hey, Nick.
It is a need long term.
I would be even happier with Rayman. I do not like Trevor Penning.
I don't like Penning either. I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm not really over the moon about
But
Raymond.
think about Penning.
His athletic ability.
Rayman's more of a he could be really nice. Like I'm not saying
he's still the guy
you're right.
Here's the one problem I have with Ryman, and I've said this numerous times, is he's going to be 24-25 this year.
Right.
And if you're trying to – because for those that don't know, he's Austrian. He served in the Austrian military. That's why he's older, and that's why he didn't play football.
Right. He's a grown man, dog.
He developed you 29, dog.
Listen, physically –
but he played he only played tackle for played 1.5 seasons. Yeah. So it's like –
that's what we're –
tight end that put on some weight.
I didn't know that that's a different factor. That's
grown.
He's kind of Lane Johnson. If you think about Lane Johnson,
he's damn the same as Todd Smith, man.
Yeah.
But for me, here's the thing: if you're taking Ryman at left tackle, like if you're taking him, you got to start him somewhere. He ain't no development shit. I ain't having a 25-year-old.
And see, and that's your problem with,
Yeah.
and there's why I'm a little weird on Raymond, because he's not a guard. Like, let's be clear, he's not a tackle that can play guard.
Oh no,
He's not that. But now, do you let him? But does he go compete at right tackle all of a sudden with Steele, and still goes back to being your swing tackle?
Steele's on the last year of his deal. People got to remember that he's on the last year of his deal, and while they like Steele, do they decide to bring him back on a long-term deal?
Put life stuff to the side.
Yeah.
So
I know y'all watched it.
I think that
Josh Ball decent. Was he ever decent?
Who?
we don't.
What,
Well, in college, yeah.
Crazy.
No, Josh Ball, yeah.
Was he decent at one point, like out of college? I mean, not.
Who are you saying? Josh Ball?
Yeah.
I mean,
he was fine.
He was fine. Yeah, because like I said, he came
Look,
from.
I heard last year
He was at Florida. He was heavily recruited to Florida State before he had.
He
all
said
the
he slid because of his, he's wild.
Yeah, he was heavily
So-
wilding. Like,
So for the sake of time, I think I'll just do rapid fire this. I think left tackle is going to be a massive need because for the long term, we don't know what's going to happen with Tyron.
I can't argue.
Left guard, left guard, regardless of how you put it, Connor's in the last year of his deal.
Yep. It's a need.
So that's a need there.
The offensive line, the biggest problem with this team is offensive line. Let's be clear.
Oh yeah.
What if Connor balled this year?
well, I think you have to take that into consideration. I think that because we do remember, right? First, I'm sorry to take up time space, but
No, go ahead.
first game of the season, he started off a right guard for Zach Martin and played tremendous. I just think the switch to left was a little difficult for him. But now you give him a full season, and I keep trying to warn Cowboys fans of this. Connor Montgomery's not going out easy. He's going to put up a fight for that left guard position. So whoever you bring in is going to have to be a serious threat. That's why I kind of been a proponent of taking a tackle or a guard that can play that position at 24, because the Cowboys will feel obligated to kind of push him versus if you take a guard at 88, then they can sit on it, give Connor McGovern another year, and kind of float around with that. So that's where I've been with this whole Connor McGovern situation.
Hey, Tuck, let's just go and take tight end at 24. Let's get that train rolling.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Let's do it, man.
But
Looking at that tight end room, you ain't gonna get mad. I ain't gonna get mad. I'm like,
tight end's extension of the offensive line, right? Let's go.
Go Ray, man. Double dip, man.
Right, dude. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Hella heavy set.
I think this is my personal opinion. I think that left side, you just got to figure something out. I think that if Terrence Steele got locked up long term, I'm cool. But because you haven't locked him up long term, that's a need there. Right guard, you're fine. Center, you can upgrade. I think you should at least consider it, unless they like it. But that's where I'm at. I think that only right guard and center, barely, are the only positions where I'm like, okay, you at least have something. But the left tackle, that health crap really ruined us. That when we had to shuffle that O-line, it hurt us.
When he balling. But his neck, his back. He's got a lot going on.
So realistically, your offense, all you really need, is a tight end and offensive line help. We move over to our defense. Defensive line, you got D-Law coming back on that new deal. Dorrance Armstrong coming back. You got Basham. Gregory.
Dorrance Gregory. Hey, the stats were similar. That's what.
The stats are bullshit, but that's just my opinion.
Randy Armstrong has a better ring to it.
Randy Armstrong, it does, honestly.
Randy Armstrong, yeah.
I'll just do rapid fire here. How are we feeling about our defensive ends and defensive tackles? I mean, is there like a pressing need there? What do you guys feel?
Red.
I mean, we need a one tech.
I agree there. That's a red there. That's
one tech. I think if the right guy, I think here's the thing. If we're talking about early at DN, I mean, sure, if the right guy falls there, I can definitely see them taking him. Yeah, but outside of that, then Sam Williams is going to be that's going to be the intriguing thing. Is the big thing with Sam Williams being linked and whatnot. If the Cowboys don't take him at 56, though, I don't think he's there at 88. So that's going to be a very intriguing name to watch. Do I know?
56 in reach?
Yep.
Yes.
Probably. Yeah, it is. If not, 88's definitely going to be a reach because of how far you have until your next pick. I think that for me, I would put, honest to God, I would put edge and defensive tackle both at red. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence, yes, he's coming back on the deal, but the injuries are being a thing. Dorrance Armstrong, I don't give a flying fuck if anyone wants to try and sell me on Armstrong. I'm telling you, dude, like, you're gonna need someone else in there.
He have rotational piece. He's just not. He not.
But that's what I'm saying, Rome, is that I don't care. You cannot sell me on Armstrong being a solidified starter, and like,
is it over for Chauncey? Can Chauncey develop?
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I
don't see Chauncey being your high motor sack guy though. I just don't.
I don't.
Chauncey's gonna be
Chauncey's a rotational, but Chauncey's more your rotational guy with D-Lon playing that 5 tech.
He's
going to be on the opposite side that much.
He's basically
Fowler. Any hope in there? No.
Maybe. I mean, I don't. That's the thing. Dante Fowler. I don't know. That's the problem. Is that if Randy came back, I would think maybe you get a young edge for the backups. But like now, it's like, dude, like you got to think about something. You got to think.
Team's red.
Yeah. You have, yeah, I do think that. Sure, Osa's fantastic, but
that's what I'm saying. Like,
where's the one tech? Where's the one tech?
DK at yellow.
Okay.
Well, got no love for Osa. It's red.
Fuck him. No, I'm just kidding. Listen,
I'll be honest with you. I think Edge is yellow too for them.
You think so?
I think though. Again, I think it's the guy's there early. Yeah.
Okay.
And then whatever.
You guys are talking me off full edge.
Micah Parsons gives them that factor, their little breathing room.
Exactly.
I completely forgot about that. So yeah,
right, we forget that that's a factor. Sometimes he does play edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then we get to linebacker. Is it fair that we could put this in red? Do you think it's? Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that to keep it simple. Look, yes, Parsons, you got your bill, but. You need another guy in there. Yes, you're bringing in Jaron Kearse, but dude, when's Cox coming back from the ACL thing?
Back, but I also think he's still green.
Yeah.
You think Micah makes this thing green all around?
No. He said Cox. Cox is being green.
Cox is just young.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna play hard. He's gonna have good moments. He also gonna have rookie moments because he just didn't get a chance to play enough.
I got you there. But I think for the long term, you're going to need more guys there outside of Leighton and Luke Gifford.
It's pretty deep in line. I think they can if they can get a short tackling linebacker, you're not going to find a Micah unless you just accidentally get one.
I agree. I still think you should go take a linebacker.
You go early. If you go deep, I'm talking about like if you go later, just get somebody that's short tackling. In my opinion,
I got you. I still think linebacker deserves red though because it really comes down to, dude, like, you need to make Mike a free roam, and you're going to need another guy in there to make it happen.
What's y'all great – well, I don't know if I got time for that. I was going to say, what's some of y'all favorite later round linebackers?
Troy Anderson.
How late? Yeah.
That's not late, though.
Yeah,
that's late.
Define late. Like, I'm thinking fourth or third. Oh, fourth or fifth? I don't know.
I try to quiz you. I'm just wondering.
I freaking don't know.
So we're talking day 2 or day 3?
Let's just say day 3 because we lucked up and got out of the position.
I like Micah McFadden out of Indiana. Shout out to Spoon putting me on him.
Yeah,
and
him too.
I kind of looked after Spoon kind of put him on my radar. Shout out to my guy Spoony. I went and looked him up. I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy. I didn't check this guy out, so that would be a guy I would look at.
Like I said, getting that late.
Yeah.
I mean, because I could see a situation where Brandon Smith from one of your guys' space
yes,
a little bit maybe as well. JoJo Dalman out of Nebraska. I feel like the linebackers. So I don't want to say day 3, but maybe day 2, 4th round. That's probably where you're gonna have to make the move.
Dalman or Damon, he gave me like Jabril Cox vibes. Like he's mad versatile.
Who's that?
Yeah, who's
Damon or Dalman? The guy you just talking about?
JoJo Dalman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he has like good coverage skills.
It's a lot of speed, sideline to sideline guys out there.
So let's finish up this just final roster review with secondary. It's interesting because the Cowboys threw a lot of players at both these positions last year, draft and free agency. I mean, I'll go first. I think that at cornerback, with Anthony Brown in the last year of his deal and with the question mark surrounding Kelvin Joseph and Nahshon Wright needing to develop, I think that you could think about taking a corner this go around, but I'm not super hard pressed this year to do it. I think that's my position. I think safety. These are kind of like how I would put it in the same position I don't want to say wide receiver because wide receiver would be different. I think this is like a defensive end situation where it's like, listen, you're okay or good, but don't
But
be
if your board falls,
Yeah,
if your
exactly.
board falls there, right? Yeah, it's definitely yellow.
They're both yellow, I
Yeah.
think.
Find somebody.
Also,
Like,
Darian Thompson isn't on this team anymore, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure on there,
Is he?
right? At safety.
Someone told me that. I think I
I'm
forgot.
pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Darian Thompson is gone.
it's so
But they're both
sad. Like,
yellow.
we refuse to think about signing anyone. It's just like,
Right.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
Thank God that dude's gone, dude. I like, you know how bad it is. He's been on the roster so long that I completely
he's
forgot.
just here. Yeah, you know what I mean. He's just here.
That Noah Brown, man.
Yeah, you know, you just can't get rid of him.
Oh, hey, but yeah, I mean, you guys feel the same way. It's just like if it's there, you take one. If not,
Yeah.
you just set aside.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think they might lean a little bit more safety just because you want a little something behind Hooker because you know how this thing kind of lays out. Curtis Wilson, kind of the same kind of boat. Maybe a little something there by Hooker, but yeah, no, I think it's same thing like you just said. I think these are both things that they're going to be looking at some point in this draft, though.
Gotcha. And then
They'll ever get on the field.
and then special teams. I think
they rotated. I mean, how much did KZ on the field last year?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean they rotate. They rotate on that back end, brother.
they
And
definitely
we know it's
do.
only a matter of time for Donovan Wilson to miss like 2 or 3 games or hitting somebody too hard and something broke.
Yeah, he'll blow somebody up and be out. Yeah.
That man is Legos. Like as soon
And
as
of
you
course,
throw
you know, the other side of talking about Parsons going down into the edge, Kerr sometimes comes down that box. So he's not really your prototype, like he's going to play linebacker like the other guys, but he does help you out in the box as well.
right.
Coverages with them tight ends. He good.
Yeah,
He
buddy.
good with them tight ends.
Man, talk that talk. You already know. Well, we love that.
And then kicker. I think that listen, I'm not opposed to drafting a kicker this year. Absolutely not.
I'm not saying his last name. I'll tell you that.
Why do you think I abbreviated his name so I wouldn't get the money?
I saw it. That's why I had to message you. He's probably that good too.
I think that's why people want to kick because they don't know if this guy can kick or not. They just don't. It's just too light.
I swear to God, dude, if Chris himself is like the best kicker we've had since Dan Bailey, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Look, you had to deal with the name. I don't care.
Like
I don't even, yeah, I'm not even touching. I'm not touching
I
that.
mean, nickname like CNN or something.
if you want a kicker, I like York, the guy. I think he's what school is he at LSU? I think is it LSU?
York.
Cade York, yeah.
I
like him a whole lot. Brian Anger's back and Jacob McQuaid. Listen, anything in that realm, you can find someone
that
else.
shocked me though. I was like, they gave Anger the deal. Like I didn't expect them to give it.
Listen, man, they had to make room for that punter contract. Why do you think they let Amari go? I mean, come on, man.
That punter, man.
Yeah,
I heard people
Special
bragging
teams
about
matter.
beside the All-Pro.
Yeah. But so before we move into the mock drafts, just to kind of recap, we kind of feel like your offensive line's definitely a need. Tight end, yes. Linebacker and kicker, those are your most. Otherwise, everything else is kind of like, hey, at that point, it just depends on how your board falls. Maybe you take the best player available. So, without further ado, the fun begins.
Watch Karloff just be there, and I'm gonna lose him.
We ain't taking. And I'm just fucking with it.
If he's there and we take
Are we making our
I'm
picks
try.
based on the Reds of the conversation that we?
No,
just did? Oh.
no, we are. So we'll use that as the conversation because that's how we feel the team. Because this is going to be how we feel the team should go about it. This go around.
Okay.
We can trade if we would like to. We can definitely trade if we would like to. I would say the first round. I would say the first round will go slow, and then as we get further along, we'll go faster. Because we could trade up if we want to.
Can you change it though once you're on the fly to slow and fast or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
This is the Pro Football
game
Network.
is trash. I'm saying right now.
Oh, is it?
Don't do that.
Is it okay?
Yeah, hit that PFF.
Pro Football. Okay.
Yeah, you can just slide the scale.
Oh, can you? Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, there we go.
I haven't used this, so I don't like Pro Football Focus. That's why. All right. So can we? Oh, we can adjust this as we go, right?
Yeah. So crank it all the way up to 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then you can crank this.
There you go.
Let me just
I'll tell you one thing. You move that randomness and be there in the 8th. He didn't go undrafted.
One time I actually did that. Like, bro, what is going on? I was like, I don't know. I just grabbed everything and go.
Bro, if
All right.
you need randomness, your draft is of the gods.
Yeah.
All right, let me make sure so we can trade. Cool. All right, so again, we'll go pick by pick in the first round. Then after that, we'll kind of just let things roll.
Well, I was gonna say one of my trade candidates I've been practicing with is the Kansas City Chiefs, in a trade back scenario. But
Gotcha. And then we'll also throw in a trade up scenario if we feel like it. But again, we're trying to do what we got to do to make this team better. So without further ado,
I don't want to trade in real life, and I'm like, Dallas need to be talking to them.
I thought it was them and the Jets. Like them and the Jets. Like I've heard conversations about a trade up. So let's get this thing rolling.
Okay.
All right. So holy shit, this is slow as fuck.
I hope they trade us so I can get up out of there early.
See, Nick, you going out there?
Nah.
All right, let's pause. Okay, so let's pause. Let's see where we're at. So Aiden, Kayvon, Akeem, Ahmad, Charles Crossman. Holy shit! Them, Okay.
I'm gonna be in Kansas City though, Tuck. I'm letting you know right now.
Huh?
I'm not gonna try and stay at your house like my man did, but I'm gonna be in Kansas City.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? He
was on there. But I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that.
I don't think there's a trade up here.
Yeah, there's definitely the only guys that I'm feeling about trading up for are gone. So I love how the Texans are every position. Like
that is crazy to me that they put that. That's disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful as shit. Like
they got one position that's good, like every position.
All right. Oh, there goes Jordan Davis. Shit. All right. Oh, there goes N'Kobe Dean. These fuckers, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, that's part of it because then we could take a look. All right. So let's just go back and review. Devontae Wyatt gone. Zion Johnson gone. N'Kobe Dean gone. Jordan Davis gone.
I see somebody.
Jermaine Johnson gone. And then everybody else is kind of like who you would hope that gets there. So, are you talking about him?
Y'all ain't gonna do it though.
Oh, there's Raymond. Boom.
There he is.
There he is.
Well, I'm gonna get outvoted. I don't care.
Well, we do have some trade offers. It looks. Or wait, do we have trade offers?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have two teams that are interested, and both of these teams don't have picks in the first round.
Yeah,
so fuck that. So we talked
for the sake of good content. Let's keep that.
Yes.
Okay. What's the?
Well, no. This is how we're. No, I feel like we should talk about how we feel the Cowboys should do, and let's
look at the board real quick before we get to that trade.
Sure. All right. So what positions are we looking at?
Let's scroll down a little bit. Just let me see what they. Okay.
That's right, Penny.
Ooh, no, we don't need none of that. We don't need none of that. No, we don't need no pinning around. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me scroll back up now. Where'd Zion Johnson end up going?
Zion Johnson with the Packers.
Okay,
yeah.
I see it. All right.
So I mean, what do you guys think? Do we think we take a trade down?
Now the boys gonna stick right there and say, "Hey, Raymond's our guy now."
Why we can't take?
Because I think honestly, I think Zion Johnson's where they're going to end up. If Zion Johnson's on the board, if they don't trade up for Cross, I think Zion Johnson is going to be the pick. I really do. Is what I feel.
Won't be super mad at that.
So we're cool with sticking at pick 24 and taking Ryman.
Oh no, I mean we don't have to. I'm just saying. I think
that's what they would do. That's what
they would do. Okay, that's how I'm like, what the hell? I'm like,
George Pickens.
I'm like, hell no. I'm like, I know you guys ain't not doing that to me, but
yeah.
But on some real shit though, do we think? I personally feel like you could trade down.
You could. But honestly, if we're the GMs, or if I was a GM, or Tyler Linderbaum, Tyler Dawes, I hope you can play guard, buddy. Right. and I would turn in Tyler Linderbaum right with the way that this board.
I agree. I agree. I'm in the same
Tyler Linderbaum or Pickens. I'm with Pickens.
I would take Tyler. I didn't think y'all would consider it, but I'll take Linderbaum right now.
No, I'm high on Linderbaum. I think the Cowboys wouldn't do that because, but listen, I think that the biggest thing is and we'll get to a consensus before we do it. I think that if Tyler Linderbaum's there and there's no other lineman there that's worth that pick, I wouldn't be upset with taking him. He's one of the best center prospects I've seen in a while, and I don't give a shit about the short hands. Like, dude he'll plug in there and you're set for center for the next 10 years.
Beatis better start learning how to play guard.
Exactly.
So, like, is that what we're feeling, fellas? Do we want to stay and take Linderbaum, or do we...
I would do
Linderbaum
it.
or Pickens.
What's that?
I know you're not gonna do Pickens, so I might just be with Linderbaum.
I mean, unless you want to try to trade back.
I mean, what do you guys want to do?
I think we missed our trade back opportunity, honestly.
Unless someone's coming up for Pickens, I mean, like.
Yeah, I would take Linder. Like, if this is us, what we're doing, not what the Cowboys doing.
I was talking the Cowboys.
I'm taking Linderbaum, bro. He makes our offensive line extremely better.
Yeah, absolutely.
At this point. Wait. No, let me think. No, I'm going with Rome. I'm taking Pickens, man.
Let's do it.
All right.
No, but that's what Pickens out here interviewing bad.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I mean, like, you could get him in the same. Hey, listen, listen, time out. Listen, I didn't say we couldn't trade up if we want to do that, but I wouldn't trade up. Well,
man, it is what it is now. Man, hey, man, you made a bed, you stuck in it.
Yeah.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to take Tyler Smith. They're going to take Tyler Smith from Tulsa. Everybody's going to be pissed off.
He's going to be a choir boy.
Yeah, they want a choir boy, but I would love Pickens coming there and be like,
I mean, I would like Pickens, but, like, that's my problem is, like, I feel like Tyler Linderbaum is the better pick here.
Boy, Pickens don't help your offensive line, guys. But there's guards deep, though. Guards deep, though. Guards deep. Guard is deep.
Let's take a look. Hold on. Because we want to make sure we're making
guards deep. And there's some tackles that are going to be playing guard, too. Don't get it twisted. So, there's some guards out there, some tackles out there. It's going to be.
That's the cheat code of the draft. You know where to go for your guard help. Everybody don't.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean,
niggas be like, "Oh, I know where to take my guard at. He just played tackle on the simulator."
Let's see our receivers. I mean, you still have a lot of nice receivers on the board.
I like Tober too. Don't get it twisted.
But let me ask you guys. That's what I'm saying. What I personally, this is just my opinion. I think that going the best player available on the board, which in my opinion is Tyler Linderbaum, if this is how the board fell, you go with him, and then you try to take your chances at a receiver later.
Receiver is like the premium. You gonna look up and
is there going to be another center like Linderbaum? What's up?
Hey, Space, it's your channel. Take who you want.
Hey,
I want Linderbaum.
Hey, before you take him, go to receiver.
Yeah, sure.
Down to the bottom. By the time we pick again, it's going to be Michi and maybe Watson. Everyone else is going to be gone.
I like Mechie. I think that he's a perfect.
You got that boy Pierce from Cincinnati going to be there. The boy Alec Pierce.
Don't be sleeping.
Pickens, though.
I think we'll have to override as much as I would love a receiver here, but listen, man, we got to fix up that offense.
Do your thing. I'm going to be mad with Linderbaum. He a beast.
Let's go with Linderbaum.
Let's do it.
Let's have fun with it. Let's have fun with it.
A short pick, and he might provide some new young leadership to that line because.
Oh hell no! I know I didn't know the Packers did not just draft two linemen.
Hey, Burks to Kansas City. Traylon Burks went to Kansas City.
What the hell, bro? Wait, I gotta pause this shit. I gotta pause this shit, bro. They went Burks and Pickens, man. What the fuck?
Chiefs.
Yo, holy shit! Like.
Bro, can you imagine if they did that and got rid of Tyreek Hill and say,
man,
we gonna load the clip.
Yo, hold my fucking beer, and then they just like, oh my fucking god.
Drug on draft.
They did it kind of last year when people thought the Chiefs got rid of their offensive line, and they turn around and circle the deck with Orlando Brown.
And in 2 years from now, they're gonna be like George Pickens is a superstar. And I'll be so frustrated.
Oh man!
And I ain't even gonna say Linderbaum ain't gonna be good, but it is what it is.
I mean, like, it's kind of like a do or don't. It's like, okay, like, is that guy gonna be there for like 10 plus years? And it's like now you don't got to worry about center.
Well, you know what it don't? You know what it is though?
Hey, that boy John said the hell with that center bullshit.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, all I'm saying is when that fifth year option roll around, you're gonna wish you took that receiver because that receiver money different.
Yeah, but is CeeDee Lamb gonna make it to his fifth year? Nope.
The way our fans keep acting, they're gonna cut him.
Right. All right.
He's done.
So fans don't think he's good at all.
Hey, listen, man. You got your pick. You got Jalen Tolbert, John Mechie, Alec Pierce.
Tolbert.
I would love to.
Ooh, look
Okay.
at Danny Gray. Danny Gray is shot on up, man.
Okay, let me ask you.
Shout out to
Okay,
Cowboys Nation.
why? Okay, timeout. Is Alec Pierce like? Because I keep seeing him getting mocked into the first round. I've never seen him get mocked. Is he even worth that? Because I think he's not. I think he's worth the second round, but at most. But
Well, here we are in the second round.
Like AJ Brown, little brother. You better take Tober.
Listen, I love Tolbert too. Like shit. Like, what do you guys think? We're going Tolbert here.
Well, can we see what? Can we look at the rest of the board real quick?
Yeah, we did just
No.
go straight to receiver. I'm
We're
sorry.
going straight to receiver. Okay, so let's see. You got Dan.
Click that tight end button for me, space, real quick.
Yeah.
Oh well.
No.
Nah.
Where did McBride go?
I don't like Belich.
McBride went a couple picks before us. He went 3 picks before
Green
us.
Bay out here sniping our heads right now. They did in the first round and the second round.
Green Bay is hating because he would almost made it.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Edge.
I mean, if he made it, we're taking him. Shit.
If McBride gets within 3 picks of our pick, Tuck is going to be losing it.
Edge.
Especially, okay, so what other position do we want to look at? Edge? Okay.
Y'all don't like the guy from UCLA? You know that,
Oh, yeah, he's ED. Okay.
Greg Dulcich?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be nice too.
Okay, so we have DeMarvin Leal, who has been linked to the Cowboys.
Logan Hall has too.
Logan Hall.
Yeah, Logan Hall as well.
Cameron Thomas.
This is interior as well, not just edge. So we're just thinking Sam Williams.
Space. Logan Hall.
What's that?
I like Logan Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Logan Hall as well. It kind of feels like this would probably be Tolbert here. I mean, what about the guard? I mean, obviously you look at guard because even though we got a center, we didn't get a guard.
I told you that what's it? Beatish about to learn how to play. Don't snap.
Let's go. Big facts.
You got Dylan Parham, which I'm really high on him. I like him. I like Ed Ingram too, but I think Ed Ingram. I see him keep going in the 3rd and 4th. He's going higher than that. There's no way.
He got like some issues.
Who, Ingram?
Off the field.
I haven't heard any.
It's LSU. Why not? Sure.
I ain't trying to put dirt on that man's name, and I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Yo, just be like, just keep moving down. You got Jamari Sailor.
Y'all see NFL sources say Ed Ingram has been. It'd be me.
Yo, shit. So here's the thing, because I want to also go back here to the board, because like this kind of helps us figure out what we're trying to do. So we got our center. Okay, we got a staple on our offensive line. Cool. Got a young guy. So we still need to fix the O-line. Or throw picks at that, but we could double dip later. If you're looking at wide receiver, this could be your point to do that.
Well,
I think I would.
I mean, if you don't take wide receiver here, the board's going to be washed.
Exactly. That's why I'm taking Tolbert here, or Pierce here. But
I would prefer Jalen Tolbert over.
Oh yeah, I would too. So
the trigger.
Also, there's Troy Anderson right there, linebacker though too. So that makes it.
Yeah.
There's
some linebackers a little bit deeper you can get work with though. But I'm with you though.
Let's get Tolbert.
And he's learning, right? Because Troy Anderson also new to the position somewhat.
Taking Tolbert there.
We take Tolbert and Michael Gallup going this is his last contract.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, Gallup's deal set up for a 2-year deal. Anyway.
Yeah, he's getting the Mark Cooper treatment. So,
it's so sad that we're starting to realize that in 2 years our players gonna start getting dirt thrown in their name.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, they got to do it because of the people that are coming up. They got to clear the money to play Parsons, these other young guys.
Right. That's the thing.
But it's the treatment talk about. That's just
the treatment. Yeah. No facts.
You know, they ain't gonna just move on from them quietly. They gonna make it look messy.
The Cowboys way.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're trying to do our thing. Like
at the end of the day,
you know it or not know it.
That man can talk in some circles, can't he?
Bro, I felt.
Hey man, this 56 to 88, boy. God bless.
Yo, we're getting
murked.
Yeah, we fuck are. Jesus.
Look at Nick's face. He is not happy with him.
Bro, I think I'm just like, oh my god,
see?
dude. If he had, oh my god, man, if he had made it, he would have been shit. He would have been the pick.
Getting murked.
All right, so let's do some good old work here.
Cold strength.
Why not? Let's fuck that. Let's see. Let's look at our interior O linemen. Well, there's still Ed Ingram.
Yeah.
which
Cole
really
Strange, my guy,
Yeah.
Cole.
Yeah, Fortner, Cole Strange
Don't
is good as
Fortner play
well.
guard too?
Who?
who?
Fortner.
I ain't hear you. Broke up, brother.
No, I did. Does Fortner play guard too? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nicholas Piet Fryer. Why did like? If, I mean,
Any linebackers?
let's take a look. Got a couple.
Ooh.
You do have a couple here.
Y'all like
Man,
that?
I'm taking Tuck Sky. I'm taking Tuck Sky here.
Ooh.
Who's Strange?
Yeah, I'm with Tuck on Strange here.
Cole.
Sure.
Who wants some Hollywood Cole, man?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's where I'll be at this
I
moment.
mean, hey, listen, you fix the interior with that,
100%.
which, so I'm cool with that. I'm completely. But now we got to remember, we got a long ways away to pick 40. Whatever.
I
Yeah.
mean, did
we take Tolbert?
We can
Yeah,
We
get.
took
Tolbert.
Tolbert. Yes.
Y'all said we can get linebacker later. I got faith for y'all. I would get. Cole.
Oh yeah. All right, let's go with Cole Strange.
Yeah, because I think here's the thing too. If we're hitting this draft, no matter what happens, I think if you're looking for an impact starter, it has to be by round 3. Once round 3 gets, it's not that you can't find a guy, but it's going to be a mixed bag then at
Just
that
hope
point
and
at the
luck.
guard.
Speed this bad boy up.
You're right. Unless it's a special teams guy.
Also, Tuck had a great video on Cole Strange, by the way.
Yeah.
That's my guy, Cole.
Please
man.
go on.
And that's how I know about some of these guys. I be learning from y'all.
Marvel packs a punch, man.
All right, so to kind of recap as we enter like the rounds,
This man said we had a top 5. Never mind.
What's great tight end?
okay. So before we go any further, so to kind of recap what we did. Okay, so that's what people were thinking. So we took Tyler Linderbaum in the first round. It went to Jalen Tolbert second
Troy,
round.
we got a guard. Go ahead.
And then we have Cole Strange in round 3. So I mean, off the rip, if that's the draft, that's fine.
Right.
I mean, like you're getting guys that are starting day one. That's the point. That's the point of your, like you said, Nick. That's the point of your first 3 rounds. So let's take a look at linebacker.
Dang, I ain't know Hayes was still there.
Well, shit. Well, you got Micah McFadden.
Micah McFadden is a great value pick.
Yeah.
JoJo as well.
Let's take a look at the tight end group. You could probably hold out a little bit longer.
Man, get the linebackers out of there so I can look at that tight ends. Messing up my. I can't see. I'm like, wait.
Listen, man.
You
got a couple guys I like. I mean,
Isaiah Likely's still there. So I like Cole Turner. Cole Turner out in Nevada can give you some stuff in the seam as well.
I mean, listen. If you wanted to throw 6
say it again for him in the back tuck.
Yeah, they dropped Isaiah Likely off the map, man. Like,
yeah, but Weidemeyer did it to himself. Like,
I didn't likely fall that far.
I don't know. His pro day, I mean, he ran a 4.8, so that's why people kind of he ran a 4.8.
Are you talking about Weidemeyer? Why did he fall?
No, he focused in that shitty.
Because I had a better combine than Weidemeyer. I'm talking about Isaiah Likely. Like,
listen, would you be up? Listen, I'm not saying that this is what we should do, but like, if the Cowboys were to throw that final 6th round pick at him, I wouldn't be upset with that.
At Weidemeyer,
probably run like a 4.9.
And the other thing too, though, is the kid there from SMU, Grant. If it wasn't for the concussions, he's immensely talented. Talented.
He's had that problem with that for a while, right?
Yeah, because he was from Oklahoma, right? He's down at SMU now. But man, if you knew that head was going to be okay, it would be a great pick.
It's the type of injury because you like any given play.
Yeah, you want
right.
That's
yeah.
I mean, what are we feeling, fellas? Do we take a linebacker here, or do we?
I like DeMond.
Well, what's on the edge?
Let's take a look.
Take a look at edge real quick, just to see edge, D tackle. We're kind of getting into that range a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Clemens is there, obviously. Christopher Allen, some yes, some no.
Adam Anderson.
Adam's going undrafted now. Oh, the Iowa State kid's there too. Iowa State.
Here's your interior.
Neil Farrell's awesome guy. Keeps going down a little bit. Hey man, I'm gonna keep banging the table as a late round guy. PV, I mean 6'5", 6'6", 315, 320. He's very much in the mold of Urban, who we haven't brought back yet. As your one tech. So, and a guy that you can kind of get late.
Get it, man. I don't understand why we didn't bring Urban back.
I want Urban back.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Now again, we're still here at 120.
I would be a linebacker here.
Same.
Well, I ain't got to be DeMond, but I put you on linebacker.
I mean,
I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong.
I'm either McFadden or Damon. I'm cool with either one.
Yeah,
What do you think, Tuck? You want to go? You want to go JoJo or you want to go McFadden?
There's also Malcolm Rodriguez out there too, but I would go. What pick are we at right now? I can't see.
We're at 129.
129.
129. I would lean towards McFadden.
Okay. Let's roll with that.
Just because he's more of an interior guy versus JoJo's more your.
All right,
that's what we need. We need that interior short tackling.
So now we get the 4 or 5 round picks, which is going to be great because now we can just throw these things anywhere.
And now we're looking to fill maybe tight end, maybe running back, D tackle even.
Pierre Strong. They got Pierre Strong there, and again, like
I would go with the 3rd, 5th round pick on halfback. I'm going tight end.
Well, we are in the 5th round, so we got Bellinger, Ferguson, Likely's here.
Apparently, Likely going undrafted. I don't know.
Right. He pissed somebody off at PFF. Man. You're out of here, man.
He cannot be that bad.
There's that. I mean, you're evenly spaced out with your picks, so you're kind of just like you kind of have to go with who do you think's not going to be there the next pick. I don't think.
Can you go to safety real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Just to see if my guy's there. JT Woods, that's my pick. Done.
That's it.
For me, y'all can go ahead and whatever y'all.
Listen, at this point, it's a crapshoot. I would say
JT Woods is rangy. He doesn't have like the kind of power that you're going to see in his hits or whatnot. But super rangy, he would be the prototypical guy to have there in the hooker role, center field guy.
You know why you take him? Because everybody on a 1-year deal. So
right. JT Woods to me is a great prospect personally. But again, what about just where I would be at?
What about Pierre Strong? Like, what do you think about going running back?
You think he'll be gone
here? We could take a risk.
Hey, look at linebacker real quick.
Sure. Yeah,
just see. Mark Jackson. Okay, I just sometimes you kind of see a guy maybe look at him in a role where he can kind of maybe hit you up with some edge or whatever. So
let's roll with it. I don't think we always get gypped on a safety. So let's go with JT Woods.
I mean, don't have to be. I'm just saying, just a guy that I like that.
Why not?
Long as we can go tight end next pick, if that's the best one.
Let's just see who's on the board before I do anything. Oh my God, the Eagles! You fuckers!
It's up here.
Fuck you!
75 running backs.
Bro, oh my God! And dude, I was about to be hype if he made it. I would have been like, oh shit! Like,
go running back. Who else is on the board?
You got a couple guys. I like Zonovan Knight.
Yeah.
You can maybe get him later. Devontae Price is another name. You have plenty. Listen, I'm okay with going late on
the whole league. Wait till the 5th round to get the halfbacks now. They just wait. Yeah. Except for like 2 or 3.
What about that tight end though?
Jake Ferguson. You pretty much have everyone here. No one went besides
D tackle.
D tackle.
What's at that D tackle spot? See, we get busy at D tackle maybe.
What do we got?
I mean, Peavy's there still. I mean, I know Ellis. If you want the big body, right, J Tuck? I mean,
right. Get your big fatty.
Get your big fatty. I mean, Ellis definitely is that big fatty for sure.
He ain't the big fatty like Poe was. You just stand up and just fall over.
Right.
Call's got action from Kentucky as well. So I mean, there's some depth there. It just really depends, where you looking at. What do you want to attack here with what you've drafted so far?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Osa's old teammate.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is and then again, you have the same gap between that pick and then this one. So again, it's like
I would go tight end.
Okay. I mean, I am feeling the tight end room a bit. I think that.
Who do you want?
I like Jake Ferguson, likely. Cole Turner. I mean, I'm more of a Jake Ferguson fan myself. I think that
likely would be my pick if we're going tight end right here.
I'm going
okay.
All right. We'll go with
PFF gonna give you an F, but
don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Who gives a man? They always be lying.
Yeah, you gonna be some haters. They loved him a week ago.
All right, we got two picks.
Yeah, he probably said something to somebody and they just dropped him.
Right. They said no.
All right, you want to check for kicker? I'm sure Kate's probably gone already though.
I was gonna go Bailey Zapp.
Let's see.
Get the quarterback.
Kid is gone. I got Dicker the kicker.
I'm good.
When did the kicker go? Let me see.
Ain't no telling.
Dicker the kicker.
There's no way that guy went that late. Like, Jesus.
Search, just type his name. Or you can't search it like that. Never mind.
Yeah,
What's
it'll
it-
just come out no results. That's all good.
Once they gone, I don't think you can pull it.
Yeah.
Unless he's under special teams. I just want to make sure they don't have him listed. Okay. I mean, me personally, I mean, what do you guys think about Dicker the kicker? Or is he just overrated?
I mean, nah, I'm good. There's only one. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I agree.
Go defensive interior now.
Okay.
He's probably still there.
Let's see. Well, I mean, you got 2 picks, so like really, you could go either one. What about Ridgeway or PV?
Yeah, I mean, Ridgeway, PV, Ellis, whatever flavor ice cream you like. You know, who you like, Rome?
Should you put me on? No, I've always see Noah Ellis at this. Like when I'm drafting, that's who I go with because it's like
Where's the Trump? Okay.
But I like the versatility you said. If he's like Urban, I'm rolling with you because if we're not gonna get Urban, can we get Urban light?
I mean, he's definitely built the same kind of way, you know. But I mean, Ridgeway, you didn't get your Arkansas wide receiver. You get your Arkansas defensive tackle here, though.
There you go, right there.
But yeah, who are you
Hey, look, I got Tobert. I'm all right.
J-Tuck, what do you think? I know you're a McCall guy, J-Tuck.
Yeah, I like McCall, but I feel like you can get the same thing out of Noah Ellis. He gives a little bit more pressure in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would go with Noah Ellis or go down's my guy Odabigo going. Yeah, he's gone. I would go with Noah Ellis if we're going interior.
Yeah,
he can disrupt in the back. I mean, McCall.
Listen,
he's that big, fat, sloppy guy, but I mean, I would like a guy that can also play nose, but kind of give you some pressure in the backfield.
I mean, this is kind of like you choose what the hell you want. If you want to double down here, that's fine. I mean, let me see. I mean, you don't have to.
Craziest thing is, once McCall played decent last year, it shocked the heck out of me.
Let's go with PV. I'm feeling more PV.
Man, if they don't call Brett Urban,
I mean, I will say, I know, but scroll back up. The North Carolina guard there, he was a visit for the Cowboys. Just
and he can play tackle as well, too.
And he can play tackle, yeah. And he's a swing guy that can play some tackle.
I mean, you got one more pick, and I'm okay with throwing just that at a running.
Offensive line depth is important.
Yeah.
Yes, so let's roll with him. I've heard names like
of course, we didn't get a running back though, just for what it's worth.
But again, like when you look at these names, I mean, like again, we're not looking for like a bona fide starter. We're just looking for someone to be plug and play.
Remember, we're not done in free agents.
Oh yeah, my fault. Thank you, Rome. I forgot about that.
You're talking about Joshua, right? Is that what
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Didn't mess up there. All right, let's just let's just skip this crap. And then Zaquandre. All right, this is where I would take a running back.
Right. Anybody
in particular you guys like? I like Jerome Ford at this point. I like Ford and White.
I mean, I like White. I like Haskins. Ford's fine as well too. I mean, wherever you want to go, sir.
Let's go with.
As long as I don't. Yeah. I mean, whichever way you want to go, sir.
Yeah, one of these young guys will be better than Hardy. No hate to him.
Let's go. Let's go White. All right, there we go. Our draft is complete. Let's see how many Fs we get. I mean, I feel like this is a draft, given what you
care about their grades, man. They be tripping.
No, I don't care what they say. I think for what the Cowboys get out of this draft, I think you set yourself up good for your O-line.
Because if you worry about grades, just pick the first name to come up.
I know, and that's what people be doing. Like, look at me, I got an A+.
So they gave us a B+, which is
fire.
Hey,
look how much they hate Likely. Look how much they hate Likely.
They hate him, bro. He knows
him and McFadden.
Yeah,
he was like number 2 or number 3 on their board like 2 weeks ago.
With that B-.
If we to look into it and see if something's happened, bro, because he dropped drastically on this board. I don't know what the hell.
If Likely wasn't an F, we have an A draft right here. Not that their grades matter. I'm just saying it's the fact that they hate Likely so much.
Yeah, these bastards. But no, I think that if the Cowboys came out of this draft like this, I'd be fine. Like this is like okay, you put a bunch of guys on that O line, so you've rebuilt that.
That line is legit now.
I feel like shit. Like, dude, Linderbaum and Cole Strange
Can I
next
ask y'all a
to
question?
Yeah,
So
sure.
Deanna's just on the bench now.
He better figure it out. That's all I can tell him.
He's just on the bench now because he's not taking out. He's not gonna be able to
I
be
get
better than
this.
Strange.
Yeah, get a sorry ass on the bench, but
I love it. I like this draft.
I like it too. I think
you got a safety in there. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I mean, hey, you cover all your bases.
If you haven't a chance to go check out his tape, man, definitely go check out JT Woods.
Definitive edge. But
Hopefully,
I think we can manage.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, but we're not done in free agency.
We're not. Yeah, we're not done.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought we was finished?
Yeah.
Here's T.Y. Hilton.
They're gonna go out there and sign Clowney. Yeah, they're gonna go out there and sign Clowney.
I wouldn't hate it Clowney signing, but I just know they wouldn't do it.
Shoot, Price is about to go down after the draft. That's why Stephen Jones is waiting.
Yeah,
like, after the draft, Price is going down, Bob.
Clowney gonna have to
guys
take
with a low.
So to kind of wrap things up as we get into the 1 hour, half minute mark, and I haven't eaten dinner yet because I'm that dedicated to this. As we get to that point, now we get to the more. Let's just talk about how we're feeling going into. So me personally, I feel like it's kind of the writing is there. They will go with a lineman or a wide receiver, depending on if it's like a guy they really, really like. But I feel like given the fact that how they went about addressing receiver and they haven't touched the offensive line, I do believe they're taking an offensive lineman at pick 24.
Yeah, I think so too. And a couple of spots that I've done, side-to-side network as well, did something for them. I mean, it just kind of felt like to me, it's kind of like cornerback last year, right? Like we knew, like heading into the draft at 10, whether it was Horn or it was 10, they were taking, right, the cornerback and they got washed. And this is kind of what it feels like to me. I think if at 24, if they stick and they don't move around, I think at 24, it's going to be Zion Johnson is going to be their pick if he's available. It just kind of seems like they've set themselves up that way. Obviously, Monday gets here and then all the smoke starts flying and moving up. I think if the Cowboys do move up, I think it's more or less for like a Howard Cross is kind of where I'm at.
Hey, look, if we get Cross, I will shut up.
If they get Cross, sorry, Tyron, get the hell out of here.
I might be if we took Rayman over a certain players, I'd be mad.
Right,
if
understandable.
Penning,
yeah.
If we take Penning, I don't think we stick and get him at 24.
Right.
I really think I don't think he's that good of a player. He looked like
and also I guess now because leading up till about halfway through last week or right at the edge of last week into this week, now we got the injury. Perhaps the knee problem for Green, and he's getting pushed down the board. So some of that stuff's happening as well
too.
He
can slide the second round. Not necessarily the 56. I'm just talking about
right. Yeah, no, I got you. It seems trending that way, but as I always say, around this time, man, certain things start to happen for certain players because certain agents or certain
they dropped that nugget.
GMs or whatever, right, are trying to kind of position and do some things, right? Because for me, look,
y'all saw that report on George Pickens that came out.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, he didn't test, he didn't interview well. All of a sudden, right now he's getting pushed down. Now they're talking about Dean being in the second round, even more so, and whatnot. So I mean, there's a lot of that.
Earlier, they said
I heard Linderbaum. We took Linderbaum. They're talking about Linderbaum going into the second round now. So again, man, it's going to be it's definitely going to be interesting. Again. Zion Johnson, I've locked it in. My pencil down is what I think the Cowboys are going to take if he's there.
Okay, and I'll be content because he's not going to be a horrible player. Green won't be a horrible player. Like, I'm not going to be mad.
None of them.
It's like doing your taxes on time. It's just it's good business.
It's cool.
You got to have a pair of socks for Christmas sometimes, man.
I'm in agree. So I'm going to just, before we do our outros and stuff like that, we're going to do a quick little around the the panel. With the 24th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Rome. Go ahead. Traylon Burks. Okay. J-Tuck.
Traylon Burks.
They're gonna do it.
I just know how the Cowboys think and wide receiver is the Band-Aid from this team. Like I just feel like the way this offseason is gone, they kind of are gazing the fan base. Like they need to get the fans excited again. And I just know wide receiver's going to do it over offensive linemen. So I think the pick should be either Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green. But I think the Cowboys are going to go wide receiver and just give us our hush.
Unless Karlaftis is there, I think if they had to pick between Karlaftis and Burks, they'll consider Karlaftis because he's a talent. But if Burks is there and it's a guard, they're gonna go.
It's hard because I don't know which wide receiver is going to be there, but I'll just say wide receiver. I'll go with Burks though.
That's fine.
Yeah, because Olave will do the same thing.
BJ, you're sticking with Zion Johnson.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean it's still Zion for me. I think at the point of that they've given the money, and again, we're talking about Stephen Jones. They've already given the money to Gallup. They know they got to pay CeeDee Lamb the year after the season. I just think for them, they're going to look at that they're okay enough there and go the other route, and they know they have a problem. And I mean, they lost the position that they lost the most amount of players at is offensive line. So unless one of the defensive guys falls to them, it's like, Jordan Davis happened to be on the board at 24. I think it's going to be Zion Johnson. But if they take a tackle, don't shoot the messenger. I can see it because it'll be BPA for them.
Listen, I'm going to say once again with the 24th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Bernhard Raimann, offensive tackle out of Central Michigan. I've been wrong with each pick, so I'm hoping that jinx works. But if I'm right, I'm hoping fingers crossed. But here's the thing: if they take him, there better be a good reason why we took him.
If they're gonna take him and Ty Smith gonna be healthy as ever, not gonna miss a game.
I mean, hey, I ain't mad at that. Throw the
he ain't gonna miss not one game, bro.
We gonna take him and he gonna sit on the bench and I'm gonna be pulling my hair out.
Yeah, congratulations! It took a 25-year-old rookie who's just gonna be sitting on the bench.
He's not gonna play, so he's really a 26-year-old rookie that ain't getting no experience.
Right. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the final recap. We now kind of understand where we feel our team's at. I think we're a good roster. We just need to plug some holes, but we got a lot of work to do, and I hope the Cowboys get busy draft night. Who knows? Maybe they do something completely stupid or they do something completely genius. We'll see. Only 3 days away after today, too.
Professor O did that thing where he did the last 10 draft picks and the consensus and what actually happened. And now I'm going into the draft completely confused because I'm like, you're right. It's never what you think. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. But again, you think of last year, it would have been exactly what everybody said. It just got washed.
Yeah, they snatched it. They would have took Horner or Surtain, no question.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, fellas, we'll do our outros. We'll start out with you. BJ, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, man? Appreciate you for having me, brother. Always fun to get together with the crew, as always. It's underneath there, man, on Twitter, your guy Nix _ in between NIX. And, of course, the Stargang Live show on on YouTube. Go over there, hit us with a sub and whatnot, and stay tuned. Appreciate y'all, as always. Y'all have a great night, gentlemen.
Absolutely. Yeah. J Tuck.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on Space, man. It's always a fun time to link up with the boys. So you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, all social media platforms, JTuck151. Of course, my YouTube channel, CFO Sports, and you can catch me this Thursday live at the NFL Draft. So definitely tune in. We're going to do some live streaming, some player interviews, all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be a fun time. So
awesome. Rome?
Bringing Trey McBride home, man.
Please.
Both my guys being modest, man. Tuck doing radio. Y'all got to give him his props. And Nick, man, you ain't even bring up the spaces. You being modest, too. You know what I'm saying?
And follow me on Twitter, they'll find out.
Hey, look, y'all got to come through because that's where the fun happened. Never mind. We be up late talking. My wife be like, it's your boy, Mr. Rome, Cowboys Fan Talk, man. I really appreciate you bringing me on Space. I love rocking with y'all because I always learn something when I get with y'all, man. Trust me, it's a couple players. I'm like, I ain't really know about him. So after I get over here, I'm definitely going on the phone to check out some players. Y'all teach me something every time, so I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at you being modest, 11,000.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm like,
I'm look.
Just over my little 11,000. So, whatever.
It's not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm staying humble because if you ever get unhumble, you're gonna get humble. So
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, that's exactly what happened to the Cowboys this year. So we don't want to have that shit happen.
Stay
again.
humble because it can happen to you, and people be like, "Man, he corny." So I don't.
Right.
Just stay humble.
All right, fellas, we got after today, T-2 days until draft day, and it's gonna be exciting or very goddamn annoying to where I'm gonna break my freaking television. So
Just jump on live with the drinks in our hand right after the.
just like, I'm either gonna.
Are y'all going? Any of y'all going live during?
I'm
I'm
gonna
try.
I might pop in for a little bit depending on.
Hey Tuck, you gonna be
Tuck, hey Tuck, I'll just have it up and running, and all you gotta do is hit the link, and we'll run.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's talk now.
We'll link it. Yeah, we'll link it on.
I just got the info on the setup, so I know that I'll be able what I can take and what I can and can't. They hate. I had this whole like wireless camera set, man, with the wireless mics. NFL said, no, you gotta get that approved.
Oh,
you can't do none of that,
huh?
You can't do none of that.
Nah, I got to get it approved to the radio frequencies, and I won't have it approved by Thursday.
Gotcha.
I'm like, y'all some
wow.
haters.
Well, they're gonna lock it down. It's the NFL.
But yeah, let's just hope that draft night goes well for our Cowboys, and we don't call this the absolute worst offseason ever. And if, All right, fellas. Once again, thank you guys so much for coming and taking the time out of your day to do this. It was awesome, and we'll see you guys after the draft on this channel. So, all right, fellas.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.